Hey, happy Tuesday. Yee! It's Tuesday already. Hell, it's Tuesday night. That's even better. Well, for me, I can't speak for you. Maybe that's bad. Maybe you got to go back to work tomorrow. I don't know what your situation is. I guess we all have different situations. Anyway, tomorrow is Wednesday. That's exciting. I was going to get my hair done last week. But then I posted it, I mentioned that in the video. I ended up changing it around, so I'm actually going tomorrow after work instead of yesterday or last week. It's not bad. I just got to get my roots done. I'm probably not going to get it trimmed any because I got it cut so much last time I was there. Was that just the last time? It feels like that was like 3 months ago, but it wasn't. How's your day? I got to get a shower. I gotta get ready for bed. The video I put on my other channel, I made over the weekend and saved it. I didn't make it today. I didn't make a video today except for this one. I did work all day and then I went to work out. It was one of those workouts, it was a cardio class, and it was one of these days. If you work out a lot, do you ever have days where you just cannot seem to get it together for some reason? Like you're just struggling through the whole class. Like it's not that I don't have energy. I don't mean like I'm tired, although that happens too sometimes. Like I am not coordinated today for some reason. I don't know my left from my right. And it was a class where you really needed to know your left from your right. And I just for some reason did not seem to know that this evening. I struggled through that whole damn class. It was 55 minutes of just me going, I don't know. But the way I look at it, as long as I'm moving, it's fine. As long as I just keep moving and I get my heart rate up and I'm working up a sweat, I don't care if I don't do it exactly right. Close enough. I got it close enough. I don't know. But through the whole class, like I just cannot get my shit together tonight. I don't know what is wrong with me. I think everybody has nights like that. And I was thinking about making a video about getting motivated to work out because I hear that all the time. Let's see, when I go work out, typically Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights. And I change clothes at work because it's just better. And so I'm out waiting for the elevator, and people come out and they always say the same thing. Well, I wish I was like you. I wish I could go work out. And I always say the same thing. You can. You're no different from me. I'm no different from you. Oh, no, you are. No, I'm not. And I think that is a fundamental, that is a way of thinking that people, I really wish they would rethink it. People who work out are no different from people who don't. Well, just hear me out. I think it's easy to think that people who work out a lot are somehow fundamentally different. Like, say, I was a person who didn't work out. It's easy to think that somehow they are fundamentally different from me. They're not. It's easy to, to fall into the thinking of, because I hear this from people. People who go work out, they have more energy, they're more disciplined, they're more motivated. Well, maybe so, but those are not unattainable qualities. Those are not things that you can't achieve. And people who work out a lot, I promise you, they are not always motivated. They do not always have energy. They don't always want to go. There are a hell of a lot of nights and weekend days that I don't want to go. I do not want to go, but I make myself go. I schedule it like, no, tonight we're going to this class and tomorrow night we're going to this class. And I don't care how you feel about it. That's what we're doing. For 1 hour tonight, this is what you're doing. And tomorrow night, you're doing this. And then Thursday night, you're doing that. Saturday, you're doing this. Sunday, you're doing this. And it's a schedule. It is a pattern. It is a routine. I schedule time to do this stuff. Because that's the other thing I hear. I don't have time to work out. You do. Maybe you are literally busy 24 hours a day. But I bet if you made a point to document how you spend your time, do it in 15-minute increments, 30-minute increments. How are you spending your day? How are you spending those 24 hours? And do it for a week at least. Where's all your time going? I think I'm not trying to be like Judgy McJudgerson here. I'm not trying to do that, but I hear it all the time. I don't have time to go work out. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. I'm not going to sit here and say anything, but, if you literally don't have an hour to go work out, like ever. You don't have any time at all. You can't even work out at home. I'd have to, like, what the hell are you doing? I mean, what is your life really that busy? Hot damn, I might want to reevaluate some shit if that was the case. But it's easy to think, though, the point I'm trying to make is it's easy to think that people who work out are somehow different from you, and they're not. It's easy to think they never get tired. They always want to work out. They're always excited. They never have aches and pains. They never, you know, they're never having a shitty day, and they would rather just go home and go to bed. I have a lot of days that I would really just love to go home and go to bed, but I don't. I go do what I go work out, and then I go home and do what I got to do. But I don't want to fall apart, and that motivates me to keep working out. I want to be here for a long time, to be here for my kids and other people who need me, and I want my body to work. I want my body to work properly, so I try to take reasonably good care of it. I don't want to be falling apart by the time I'm 60. You know, I want to stay in shape. And a lot of the people, the classes I go to are 60 and over. And they're working out just as hard as I am. And they motivate me to keep going, because I'm looking, and there's this one lady that comes to a lot of these classes. She's 78 years old. And she works out with, you know, 20 and 30-year-olds. Now, she has to modify. I mean, she's damn near 80. But I look at her and I think, hell, if she can do it, what is my problem? She shows up to these classes and she gives 110% every time. She works out as hard as she can without dying. And, yeah, she's my motivation. I just love it. I want to be like her when I grow up. I really do. But it's okay to be tired. It's okay to be busy. It's okay to be stressed out. But don't think that people who work out don't ever feel that way, because they absolutely do. Because, you know, I know I do. And I'm not some fitness goddess or something like that. I'm definitely not. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to take care of my body so it will, you know, so I will be here and be able to do what I need to do. That's my whole that's my biggest motivation, is taking care of myself so I can do the things I want to do, and I don't have physical limitations because I'm out of shape, or, you know, I want to be able to do what I want to do without limitations. That's my goal. I guess what everybody has to do is kind of figure out, like, what is your biggest motivator? What is it for you that would make you stick with a workout schedule? Because I definitely have a schedule. I work out 5 days a week. I don't work out on Fridays, and I don't work, let's see. When I used to work out 6 days a week, but when I started this full-time job, I started taking Wednesdays off most weeks. But yeah, and Wednesdays and Fridays, because just working full-time and trying to make 5 new videos a week for the other channel and doing everything else I got to do, that's all I can do without being burnt out, and I don't want to burn out. But taking off Wednesdays and Fridays, but working out the other days, including Saturdays and Sundays, seems to work for me. So you got to figure out what works for you. And most people don't work out that many days a week, and that's okay. For most of my life, I didn't work out that many days a week either. I would work out like 2 or 3 days a week, and that was it. It depends on what's going on in your life. You know, when my kids were really small, that was all I could do, was 2 or 3 days a week when they were little. So I get it, you know, and I was legitimately just busy and tired all the time, but I still worked out as much as I could. So anyway, I said all that just to say, it was just a thought I had on the way home from my class. You know, I still worked up a good sweat, got my heart rate up. It was a good workout, whether I was coordinated or not, didn't matter. I did it anyway. And it's easy to get discouraged if you have a class like that where it's like, God, what is wrong with me? Just keep showing up, keep going, keep doing it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what anybody else in there is doing. Don't worry about, you know, oh, the person next to me is doing so much better. So what? So what? Don't worry about them. To hell with them. They don't matter. You're not here for them. They're not there for you. They're not worried about what you're doing. Don't worry about what they're doing. You are competing with yourself. You're trying to do better than you did last week, last month, last year, whatever. Try to do a little bit better. Like, you know, if I did 3 push-ups, maybe I can yesterday, or last week, maybe I can do 4 today. I don't know, whatever it is for you. Everybody has their own challenges and their own things they want to be able to do. I've always stuck to push-ups. I've gotten better. I've tried to work on it some. I still suck at push-ups. I have no upper body strength. I wish I had more. But part of the problem too is I have hurt this shoulder and I've had to be careful with it. I don't know what the hell happened to it, but I'm having issues with this shoulder and my right knee. So I have aches and pains. My plantar fasciitis was really bothering me tonight. I had to modify some of the stuff I did do because I could not do any jumping because my foot was already hurting when I got there. And if I do a lot of jumping, it just gets way worse. And I didn't want to limp all night and all day tomorrow, so I had to modify. Even if you modify, that's okay. Just keep showing up. It's important that you just keep going, keep doing it. Make a habit of it. Make a routine. Schedule it. Put it on your calendar, whatever you need to do. For me, I just have it in my head. I don't have it on my calendar or anything. I just know in my mind, oh, it's Tuesday night, we're going to this class. And then Thursday, we've got this class. And Saturday, we're doing this. And Sunday, we're going to this class. Monday, we're going to this class. I just know, like, that's what I do. That's, you know, no exceptions unless something comes up, like I got to go pick up a kid or something. And sometimes that does happen. Life happens to anybody, but you can't start looking for any excuse to not go work out. It's easy. The more you do it, the easier it is to find excuses to not go, and then you end up just stopping altogether. I see people do it all the time. People are in and out of these classes. They're gung-ho for it, especially in January. You know, everybody has their New Year's resolutions, and they're just, yeah, you know, and then by February, 99% of them are gone. You know, they go in there, they go hardcore, and then they hurt themselves or they're really sore. So they take a few days off, and then they just never come back. Every year. But I work out year round. I don't care. You know, I'll go when it's dark out. I'll go when it's cold or when it's hot. I don't give a shit. I just go. I just keep going. I don't worry about it. And you know, I enjoy it. The more I do it, the more I enjoy it. It makes me feel better. I sleep better. I feel like I'm more clear-headed. It really helps in a lot of ways. It's not just your body, it's your mind. Now, I really didn't mean to get off on a whole tangent about that. But it was just something I thought about on the way home because somebody said something to me that kind of struck me like, this person genuinely thinks that I am somehow fundamentally different and that is why I go work out and they don't. I'm no different. I'm no different. I get lazy. I look for excuses to not go. I don't always feel motivated to go. I'm tired. I'm hungry. You know, sometimes I've had a bad day. I just want to go home, but I go anyway. That's the difference. I go anyway. But I'm no different. I'm no better. I'm not built differently. I'm not wired differently. I just look at it differently. But that's something anybody can change. You can change the way you look at things. But that's ultimately up to you, and it's not, there's no magic pill you can take. There's no YouTube video you can watch that's going to change you. You have to change yourself. And it's not easy, but you have to build a new habit. You have to build the habit of looking at things differently, and that's not easy to do. I think one of the benefits I do have is that I don't sit and do nothing very well. I have to have something to do. I have to get up and do something. I'm just that way. I'm happier if I'm doing stuff. So that probably does make a difference with me. I don't like to just sit down. I can't even just sit down and watch a movie. I have to jump up and go do stuff. I'll pause it 15 times to go do stuff. It takes me forever to finish a 2-hour movie. It's ridiculous. But I did go work out, and I was not coordinated. I did not do well, but it doesn't matter. Nobody in there cares. Everybody in that class has had a day like that, multiple days like that. Oh, and here's one thing that I've been doing for years, and this has made a big difference for me. Maybe it will for you. There are a lot of days, like say I'm at work, and I'm looking at the time. It's like, oh, it's 4:30. It's about time to go to class. You know, 5 o'clock's coming. Got to go change clothes and go. And I start thinking, I really don't want to. You know, I didn't sleep too well last night. I think I have a little bit of a headache. I really don't feel like, I am not motivated to go. I have a lot of days like that. Way more than you might think. Probably 50% of my trips to the gym start out with me, I don't want to go. God, I just don't want to go today. And then there's this little devil on my shoulder like, well, you know, you could skip a day. It would be fine. I mean, nobody would know. Who's going to know if you don't go to this class? Yeah, I'm sure we could come up with a dozen excuses to not go, and they would all be perfectly valid. You could just not go. There's always that thought in my mind. But here's what I do. Now, hear me out. Here's what I do on days like that when I really don't want to go. Like, say I have a Saturday morning class at 9, and it's cold out, and it's rainy, and it's dark, and it's gross outside, and I'm in this nice warm bed, and I'm thinking, oh, it feels so nice. I could just turn the alarm clock off and go back to sleep. Nobody would know if I didn't go to this class. Nobody would care. But here's what I do. Hear me out. I get my ass up and I go anyway, but there's an asterisk to that. Here's what I do. I get up and I go to the class anyway, but I give myself an out. Go to the class anyway, stay for 10 minutes. If after that 10 minutes you still don't want to be there, you can leave, no questions asked, and go back home, do whatever you want to do. That's the deal I make with myself. You go work out for 10 minutes. If you still don't want to be there, you can get your stuff and go home or go wherever you want to go. You can leave after 10 minutes if you don't want to be there. Only once have I ever left, and that was because I had a migraine and I was starting to feel kind of nauseous, and I probably shouldn't have gone anyway because I had one of those really sick headaches, you know, and working out was making it worse. That's the only time I have ever left. And I'm going to tell you, I had some of my best workouts on days that I really did not want to go. But I went anyway with the caveat, the little star, the asterisk that said, you can leave after 10 minutes if you still don't want to be there. It's totally fine. You have permission to leave after 10 minutes. I never even think about it. That 10 minutes comes and goes, and I don't even think about it because getting there is the hardest part most of the time. That's more than half the battle. It's just getting there. Once I get there, I'm good. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to work out. I don't even think about, oh, it's been 10 minutes. I never even think about it. I just get my workout done, and I've had some of my best workouts on days that initially I didn't even want to be there. So just try that. It's just something that works for me. I've been doing it for over 20 years. It might work for you. It's something I started doing many years ago, like back in it would have been around 2000. I think it was around 2000 when I started doing that. So yeah, quite a bit younger than I am now. Like 27, 28 years old. Yeah, so I've been doing it for a long time. And it works wonders for me, and it's made a big difference for me. So I didn't mean to get into a whole thing about that. I'm sorry. I did repaint my nails. They still look rough. I still have paint and nail polish all over my fingers, and I haven't done a top coat, but my nail polish was starting to look really, really bad. So I came home and made dinner, and then then I worked on my fingernails. Hang on. Sorry, my son wanted to come talk to me about a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity on eBay. It's something he found on eBay, and he had to come tell me, Mom, we got to get it. Oh my God. I told him to go take a shower, and we'd talk about it once I got done. So I did the sweater shaver video. I did not like it. I don't know if anybody liked it or not. I haven't really looked to see, but I didn't like it. I like the sweater shaver. I just don't. I think a video of the sound. I didn't like it personally, but there are a lot of ASMR videos that I don't like. I don't like eating sounds because I have misophonia, but some people like them. I don't make many videos like that because I can't stand those mouth sounds like chewing gum and eating. Just if you have misophonia, you know what I mean. Like, I don't want to hear that shit, and I don't want to make videos of that. So I don't like doing those. So I've only done a few, and I'm not eager to make any more. I thought about, there's a video I want to do for the other channel, and I'm thinking about doing it tomorrow. It's kind of it would be kind of a ramble video where, and I've done a video on it for this channel before quiet people. I want to just do a ramble video about quiet people, because I think there are some things that need to be. Problem is, when I start talking about quiet people, I get passionate and I start getting louder and louder. I'm going to have to rein myself in through this whole damn video to not get too excited. There's some things I want to say about quiet people. And there are some loud-ass talkative people that need to hear it, but you never get to say them because you can't talk around loud-ass talkative people because they cut you off. Am I the only one that gets sick of that shit? I hardly ever talk. And I mean, you're probably sitting there like, bullshit. No, in real life, I don't talk much. I really don't. But when I do try to say anything, if I'm in a group of people and you have at least one person that just sort of takes over the whole conversation, I can't get more than one sentence out of my mouth before they just cut me off and start talking about something else. I never get to complete a thought. And after a while, you just give up. It's like, what's the point? Nobody's listening anyway. Although they bitch that I need to talk more. And they wonder why I don't ever talk. Well, shit, I wonder there, Miss Magpie. Won't you shut the hell up? I mean, that's what I want to say, but I don't, because I was raised in the South and you just don't get to say shit like that. Although the older I get, the more I do say what I think. It's just like being around, it's like being in a whole group of magpies. Shut up. I want to talk about it. I want to do a video about it. I think people need to know, and they can share it with their talkative friends. And it's going to be the only way you can get the point across, because if you try to do it in real life, you can't get more than one sentence out of your mouth, like I was saying. You will not be able to make your point to these people because they cannot shut up long enough to hear what you have to say. And these people need to listen to quiet people, because from my experience, quiet people, a lot of people talk just to talk. If you notice that, they can't stand silence, air in the conversation. They don't like it. So they just keep talking to be talking. And it's a habit for them. You know, a lot of what they say is just kind of filler. They're not really saying anything. They're just, it's like a stream of consciousness just coming out of their mouth. And you would live just fine without knowing 95% of the shit they tell you. And, but quiet people, now when they talk, they usually have something to say. It's either really insightful or interesting or funny. It's, you know, you're glad that you're glad they spoke up. And it's a treat when you get to hear from them, because they don't normally say a whole lot, but when they do, it's very well thought out. So I thought I would do a video about quiet people and how, you know, and I did a poll, this was a few years ago, on my other channel about, you know, would you consider yourself to be more introverted or more extroverted? And I know it's not like a black and white kind of thing, like you are 100% introverted, 100% extroverted. Everybody's kind of on a continuum somewhere. I think 75% of the people said they were more introverted and 25% said they were more extroverted. People who watch my videos, you know, subscribers or people that follow me or whatever, which is kind of what I guessed it would be. I kind of figured it would be more, you know, more introverts than extroverts, because I think, you know, introverts and extroverts, they are wired differently. They are just different. They kind of are. I don't know that you can become one or the other. Like, you can't make yourself be one way or the other. You just kind of, you know, you fall in there somewhere, and we all do. I'm definitely much more introverted in real life. But see, in this scenario where you see me, there's nobody in here but me. And I talk to myself all the time. And I can talk to you and nobody interrupts me. And it's really nice. And I forget sometimes that in the real world, it's not like that. So I'm in a group of magpies and I try to say anything and I can't without getting talked over by at least one or two other people. And I finally just, you know, I kind of assess the situation like there's no point in trying to talk. So just listen. Just listen and then wander off to another group and, you know, try your luck there. You're not going to get a whole thought out of your mouth in this group. It will never happen. I speak up. I mean, that's one thing I've practiced over the years. I speak up and I speak louder. I used to be very, very quiet, very timid, very mousy. And I'm much more, I'm more bold now than I was. But it doesn't matter. They'll talk over you anyway. I'm convinced I could stand there with a bullhorn and try to say something, they would have a bigger bullhorn that they'd pull out of their pocketbook and still talk over me, not even really realizing I said anything. They would just, without thinking, pull out their big-ass bullhorn and talk over me. And nobody in the group would even notice that I had said anything. There have been times I've been in groups of people, like at a party, and I will speak up, and at least one of them will go, "Oh, Mary, I didn't even see you over there. Hey!" I've been standing here for 10 damn minutes. I laughed at your stupid joke. And I didn't even mean it. I feel like I sold a piece of my soul laughing at your stupid joke. And you didn't even know I was here. This is what goes on in my mind. Oh, so often, and I don't say it out loud because there's no point, because hell, they'd cut you off anyway. I am kind of interesting to be around if I've had a drink or two, though, because then these unexpressed thoughts start coming out of my mouth. And I do get louder. Everybody's like, damn, is that Mary? Oh my gosh, you've been drinking a little bit. This should be funny. Yeah, I don't drink. I really don't. The last time I had alcohol was a while ago, and it was at Bull City Cider. There's a Bull City Cider in Greensboro, and they started in Durham, but there's one here too. Last time I had a drink was there, and that was a while ago. That was at least like 2 years ago. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I got to go see whatever this thing is on eBay that my son wants. And he has some allowance saved up. And he said he wants to buy it. And he's going to do some more work for me and pay off the rest of it. I got to wait for a shower and see what he wants. But happy Tuesday to you. I didn't mean to be all preachy and shit. And I'm sorry if it came across that way. I don't mean for it to. But that's what I'm thinking about doing tomorrow on my other channel, is a video about quiet people. I don't know how ASMR-ish it will be. Probably not very. But it'll be... And I don't want to whisper it. I don't think I want to whisper it because I want people to be able to hear me. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. Whenever I sit down and get ready to press record, that's when I'll decide what I'm going to do. And then... Oh, I want to do a video about rubber bands. That's probably going to be Thursday. We're going to do a video about rubber bands. We're going to talk about rubber bands with little paper cards, and I'm going to tell you about rubber bands. I'm excited. I'm saving that one for Thursday because I ordered a rubber band ball, and it's not here yet. It's not a big one. I just didn't have time to go to the store and buy one. So we're going to talk about rubber bands on Thursday if everything goes okay. So happy Tuesday again, almost Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.